In this lesson, we will be looking at best buys, which is making a decision about the best option when presented with a range of different choices that you might wish to purchase. The idea is that you use mathematical calculations to work out which option gives you the best value for money, i.e. which option is the best buy. We'll start with a really simple example. We've got cooking oil, which is sold in two sizes of can. We've got a small can and we've got a larger can. The small can contains 4 litres of cooking oil and costs £2.20. The larger can contains 6 litres of cooking oil and costs £3.24. And our question over here, which size of can gives the better value for money? You must show all your working. Now, we need to compare like for like, and the way that the numbers have been set up here makes this very easy. Now, a top tip from when you're setting out your working on a question like this is to divide your page up into sections. So you have a section for the small can and you have a section for the large can. So I'm going to start off with the small can over here. And with the small can, I'm going to say, let's work out what 2 litres would cost. So 4 litres costs £2.20. I know that 2 litres would cost half of that, which is £1.10. Then, having divided my page in two, I'm going to then think about the large can. And I'm going to again calculate how much 2 litres would cost in the large can. So we can then compare like for like. So this time 6 litres costs £3.24. So if I want to work out what 2 litres would cost, well, I need to divide that by 3 to get 2 litres, and I need to divide this by 3 as well. And then we can calculate £3.24 divided by 3. It's a calculation you can do in your head. 2 litres will cost £1.08. So you can see that the answer to the question, we do actually have to finish off answering the question. I've run out of space underneath my calculations here, but you should write this down underneath. The large can offers better value as it is cheaper per litre. Let's have a look at this example. A shop sells cola in 3 different size bottles. 2 litres costs £1.99, 600 millilitres costs 62p, and 1.5 litres costs £1.53. Which size bottle is the best value for money? And again, we must show all of our working. Now, it doesn't matter which amount we compare as long as we end up with the same amount for each different option. So, we're going to think about the fact that 2 litres is of course the same as 2,000 millilitres. 1.5 litres is the same as 1,500 millilitres. And of course £1.99 is the same as 199 pence. The middle option is in millilitres and pence already, and then the last option, 1.5 litres, well £1.53 is the same as 153 pence. Now, again, I could convert them all into litres, I could do whatever I wanted to really, as long as I convert the same amount each time. I'm going to convert each of these to what would the price be for 100 millilitres, because that's a very easy calculation to do in each case. So I'm going to call this option A, option B, and option C. So again, let's divide our page up, so make it very clear what we're doing. So for option A, to work out what 100 millilitres will cost, well, 2,000 millilitres costs 199 pence. To convert 2,000 down into 100, I have to divide by 20. So I have to divide 199p by 20 as well. And if I work that out, 199 divided by 20 gives me 9.95 pence. So 100 millilitres costs 9.95 pence. Then we've got option B, again making it very clear what I'm doing. So 600 millilitres costs 62p. So of course, to work out the cost of 100 millilitres, this time I need to divide by 6. So I need to do 62 divided by 6, which gives me 10.3 recurring pence. And then I've got option C. So I want to work out the cost of 100 millilitres. So I need to divide this time by 15. So for option C, 100 millilitres will cost 153 divided by 15, which gives me a value of 10.2 pence. So if I'm looking for the cheapest option, then the first option, option A, gives me the cheapest option per 100 millilitres. Let's look at another example. So you'll be aware that quite often in shops they have special offers. So we're looking at candles, which normally cost £6 each, and 2 websites have special offers. So the first option, buy 3 candles, get 1 free. And the other option is for a deal where there's 20% off the price. So Laura wants to buy 30 candles. Which website should she use? So we know that candles cost £6 each normally. Let's divide our page up. Again, it's very good practice, so you're really clear as to what calculation you're doing. We're going to divide the page up like that. So let's look at option A here. Buy 3, get 1 free. So Laura's buying 30 candles. So for every 3 candles, she will get 1 free. So that effectively means every time you buy 3 candles, you're really getting 4 candles. So what I would do is, and there are lots of different ways of doing this, I would do 30 divided by 4, which comes to 7.5. Now, if we do 7 multiplied by 3, we get 21, which means if Laura buys 21 candles, she's got 7 lots of 3 candles in there. So a bit like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each of these boxes represents 3 candles. And in each case, she's going to get an extra 1 candle for each of these. So that means you'll get 21 plus 7, which is 28 candles. So these 7 extra candles here, these ones here, those are all the free candles that she has managed to get. That takes her up to 28 candles, but to get 30 candles, she then needs to buy 2 extra candles, and then with 2 candles, she can't make use of the offer. So here's what we're going to do. 21 multiplied by 6 and that takes us to £126, and then £126 plus an extra 2 candles. Remember, at this point she's bought 21 candles, she gets 7 free, and then she needs to pay for 2 extra candles, which will cost £12 in total. So that's 126 plus 12, which takes us to a total of £138. So that's the total cost of her 30 candles. Now, what about option B, candles are us, 20% off? So that's much simpler. We would do 30 multiplied by 6, which takes us to £180 before the discount is applied. Now we want to take 20% off that, so that means we're left with 80%. So we want to work out 80% of 180. There are multiple different ways in which you can do that calculation. I'm going to use a percentage multiplier of 0.8, which takes me to £144. So option A is better value for money, as £138 spent on 30 candles is less than £144. Now let's have a look at our final example. Two shops sell the same type of perfume. A 100ml bottle of perfume normally costs £40. Make sure you read all of these key pieces of information. So shop A, you get 50% extra free, and the overall price is £40. And then in shop B, buy one, get the second half price. The normal price is £40 for 100ml. So shop A gives you a slightly bigger bottle. Shop B, you get 2 bottles, with the second one being half price. Rebecca says that both offers give the same value for money. Is she correct? So we need to answer at the end of this yes or no as to whether she's correct. So again, I'm going to divide up my page and then work with each of the different options separately. Let's start with shop A. So if we're getting 50% extra free, well, we start off with 100ml, so 50% of 100 is 50, so that means we're getting 150 millilitres for a price of £40. We'll come back to that in just a second. Now in shop B, buy one, get the second half price. That means that we've got 100 millilitres and then another 100 millilitres. The first bottle will cost us £40, but the second bottle is half price, so that will cost us £20. So that means we're getting 200 millilitres for £60. And again, we have to compare like for like. We're going to compare, and there are loads of different ways of doing this. You could compare 100ml, you could compare 200 millilitres. There are multiple ways of doing this. I've decided I'm going to compare the cost of 10 millilitres. So to convert 150 into 10, I'd have to divide by 15, which means I need to divide 40 by 15 as well. So 10 millilitres would cost 40 over 15, which if I work out the answer to that is going to give me £2 and 66 pence recurring. And then if I work out the cost for shop B, actually I'm just going to go back to shop A and I'm going to round that, and that's going to be £2.67 to the nearest 1 penny. Now for shop B, if I want to convert 200 millilitres into 10 millilitres proportionately, I need to divide by 20. So I do the same over here. 60 needs to be divided by 20, which gives me £3. So 10 millilitres would cost £3. So it's very clear from that. Shop A offers better value for money. Rebecca is incorrect.